Today I'm talking with Manuel Texador, Crisis Counselor for CISD. January is the most depressing month of the year. The holidays are over and the excitement is gone. The weather's a little bit cloudy and downcast, and that can lead to more sadness. We're going to jump into this topic of depression and sadness that can lead to some harming results for our kids. We're hoping to discuss some of the red flags that you as a parent can be looking for. Hi, Manuel. Thanks for being with me today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
So I wanted to ask you a few questions about self-harm or red flags, signs, things to look for. Are there certain warning signs that a parent could be looking for in cases of depression and possible suicide?
You know, we like to say that the phone can be something that can be dangerous. We call it the angel and the devil. It's a good thing to have it, but also can be negative because you're spending so much time on it that you're not spending time together as a family. So some warning signs that I will see in students is removal from the family and such nature, things like that.
I see. What can parents do to help?
I tell my parents to have a judgment-free zone. Okay, let me explain what that means. A judgment-free zone is an area in your house where you can just let your child be himself and then talk to you about whatever is necessary that is troubling them, so they have the trust to come to you for anything. And you as a parent have to be what?
Open and non-judgmental.
Non-judgmental, yes. It's worked so well with my family that we have, as we go up the stairs, there's a little area, landing area, that we sit there, and the kids will sit and tell me whatever is troubling them, okay? And then I said, fine, I promise you, I'm just gonna be someone listening to you. I'm not gonna be your dad right now. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be upset at the end, or I can, have some consequences depending on what you said, but I'm willing to listen to you. Now, Mandy, there's some other times where the kids may want to say something to you, but you're not at home. So you have to be quick to think about where things to do. So another way that we do it is in the car as we're driving away or driving on the freeway. It's kind of easy because you're looking away from the person. You're not seeing eye to eye. So they can talk to you about whatever it is that is bothering them. So again, having that open communication with your child is so important. So you get to know what's really, really bothering them. And I tell my parents too, I much rather my kids hear from me the truth than from them finding out from somebody else. So having that open communication is very important.
I think a lot of times in my office, I hear students saying to me that they don't feel heard or they don't feel listened to. So I think that's an excellent point.
And we're so quick to judge. We're so quick to jump into the next level that sometimes we just have to, as a parent, you have to take a step back, put ourselves in that situation when we were that age, and feel like, oh my goodness, this is what he's going through. This is what she's going through. So
I know I'm guilty in my own home of reacting out of fear, and that fear is driving that conversation, and we have to be careful not to do that. What if my child is a cutter? How is that different from someone who is suicidal?
Okay, so a cutter, it could be anyone who is just feeling sad for the most part, and they want to say something. They want to communicate what's happening inside of them, but they're not able to. So often now they will do the cutting, and we found students that will tell me that they will cut on their arms, they'll cut in their like here about the thighs, places where are not seen, but then that release of pain can help them to whatever it is that they're going through.
So, and what can I know telltale signs of that would be looking for cuts and things like that. How do I address that in the same way? Would that be in a similar way that I would address the other?
I will try it if you have the open communication with your child. Try that. If you need assistance, that's why we have our school counselors there, that they can facilitate that conversation with your child and help you, guide you through that. The school counselor is trained for this, and they're able to talk to you and your child about what's going on. Something else you can do at home is, inspect their rooms. It's your room. I mean, it's your house. I often, tell parents, check the trash cans. Do you see any type of blood or tissues that are hiding or something that could be of a tell sign that something is happening? Also, check pencil sharpeners. A lot of times the kids will take the blade off the pencil sharpener. And if you see something that is broken, like that, in your trash can or somewhere around your child's room, be concerned and try to talk to someone about
Kind
it.
of trusting your gut in a way to be able to lead you to check those things.
Yes.
And have you seen social media play a part in, like in suicidal ideology?
Years ago, there used to be something called the slam book. Not sure if you know what a slam book is.
Yes. I
My
was
wife
a teenager in the 90s.
Yeah, so you know what that was. It's you were mad at someone, or you were making fun of something. You wrote it down and you passed it on, right? That book stayed with someone, but it was not there 24/7. With their phones, with social media, everything is there now. Everything's available to you 24/7. If I post a picture of myself, or if I post a picture of myself and I don't get enough likes, I'm going to do something different so I can get more likes, because I need that instant gratification that we're always seeking. And it's troubling to me too for social media. You know, there's a reason why there's an age group for that, age limit, that you have to be 13 or above, 16 or above to enter these social media sites.
Right. Okay, yeah, that's very troubling. What about video games? What role do they play?
Kids are playing video games that are so mature in nature that, you know, they shouldn't be doing these things. They shouldn't be fascinating about, you know, running over someone or shooting someone, or
Violence.
the violence in it. When I was I was a police officer before I became a teacher. I love law enforcement, and I love watching. My favorite show was NCIS, and that's a show about, you know, the drama that happens. And I got so caught up in the fact that there's a dead body there, a pretend dead body, you know.
Yes.
But it started to affect the way I was reacting to my family, and there was a lot of negative in I was angry a lot, and there was just a disconnect from it. So once I pull away from that and turn away, I can see a difference in me. So imagine, as an adult, I'm able to see that. And a kid who's constantly playing on their phones, constantly playing on their console device about their shooting game, it gets into their brain, and it's detrimental for them.
Like garbage in, garbage out.
Correct, yes. Yeah. Positive thinking come in, positive thinking comes out. It's the same way.
Talk to us about adolescence and the hormone changes involved. Is that a factor?
That is true. And, you know, if you have a kid who it might be being sad or experience some sadness or removal, you know, we talked about before, I would say start with your pediatrician first. Start with the pediatrician to see, are there any changes, hormonal changes that need to be addressed, medication for girls to be adjusted, or for guys, someone that they can talk to, because at this age, especially your group of kids that you work with, there's a lot of changes in their life, and, you know, they're becoming a little man, they're becoming a little woman. It's just a lot of things are happening, and they don't know how to handle those changes.
No.
It's just something that is unexpected. And even though they hear their voices, you know, for boys, their voices are cracking, but there's just something that we need to help them with. So I would suggest for parents to start with a pediatrician. Now, if they feel that they need to go somewhere else, then, you know, talk to a therapist so they can work out something that can talk to them if it's something that is.
If parents have little or no insurance, they may not be able to afford therapy for their child. What resources are available?
It is a very expensive to use therapy for the counselor. However, for me, it feels like if I have cancer, I'm going to go to the doctor and get it taken care of.
100%.
You know, so if my child is depressed and needs to talk to someone, I will make every possible
Priority.
effort to be able to make it happen. Now, there are some resources out there for parents. You have Tri-County Behavioral Health. They can help parents with the process of applying for Medicaid if they need to. If there's something else, they can provide the services. We also have Yes to Youth, Montgomery County Youth Services. That is free counseling for kids, so that's something that is available for the parents. Another facility is Lone Star Family Health. Lone Star Family Health has amazing resources there. Not only they have pediatricians there, they have actual person on call that works there for Medicaid that can help parents with that process, and they also have therapists that the parents can see for their kids as well. And also, if you want to show your parents our website where we have different therapists, there's one that I can send to you that is just for Medicaid if parents need a lower cost, but others as well.
And parents should really talk to us as counselors and communicate these things. And when we have those meetings with them, we can direct them to those resources as well. You're talking about how relationships in the home are very important. What are some recommendations that you have?
I know it's important for parents to be aware of what's happening in the kids' surrounding, and it's so important to connect. It's so important to connect with them. We talk about connecting with your child, but also disconnect from their phones. Have dinners together. Have conversations. So often, if you go to a restaurant, you see kids playing the phone, parents on the phone. I know it's important because we want to hear what's happening. We want to know what's missing, but there's something right in front of you that you could be missing too as well. So take a moment to talk to your child.
Yes, there's no substitute for that relationship.
Correct.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it, and I appreciate all the work that you do for students here at CISD.
Thank you.